Hi, this is SG Financial 101. Today we will continue our topic on CPF. Today I will touch on CPF contribution. So who needs to contribute to their CPF accounts, right? So there are actually two group of people who need to contribute to their CPF account. First group of people is employees. You can see here, saving as an employee with CPF contribution. So basically, if you are Singaporean or PR, and if you are an employee is defined as a person who is employed in Singapore under a contract of service. So this is in contrast with other form of jobs such as freelancers or contractors who are actually providing more of a contract for service, not contract of service. A little bit of legal mumbo jumbo. So if you actually go to the Ministry of Manpower website, they will actually tell you who is employee under the contract of service and who is actually considered as a freelancer or self-employed person providing services that are contract for service. So for most people actually are working as employees under contract of service. So for contract for service, they are more like taxi drivers for private hires, and also like say freelance designer. These are typical jobs more considered as contractors or contract for service. So those for the freelancers and the self-employed people, they are not covered under employee. So employee, so if you are employee, you will need to contribute to CPF. And not only that you will need to contribute to CPF, your employer, your boss will also contribute to CPF for you. And this does not matter whether it's a full-time or a part-time job. So it does not mean that part-time job no need to contribute to CPF. Let's look at the details here. If you are Singapore citizen or permanent resident, earning a total wage of more than $50 per month. So as long as you're employees, they are more looking at the nature of the things they're doing, which are actually under contract of service. So once you're classified as employee, so per month you earn more than $50, your employer must contribute CPF for you. So an employee can be employed on full-time, part-time, temporary contract, or casual basis. So does not matter. So does not matter. So let's get that straight up. Then for self-employed people actually they also need to contribute to CPF, but it's slightly different in the ways they contribute. So for employee, they themselves will contribute to all three of their account: ordinary account, and the MediSave account, and the special account. The three accounts. Their employer also contribute to the three accounts as well. So for the self-employed personnel, they just need to contribute to their MediSave account only. Then there will be no employer to contribute themselves. So they have to contribute themselves to their MediSave, mandatory MediSave contribution every year. So there are two group of people who need to contribute to CPF. First is employee. They have to contribute themselves. Their boss also contribute for them. It goes into all three of their accounts. Later we'll talk about the percentage numbers later. All three accounts, which is MA, SA, and OA. For self-employed personnel, just need to contribute to their medicine. Then next we talk about the breakdown. So most people actually are employee. So for today's video, I will focus on employee only. Because it's slightly more complicated. Also, most people belong to this kind of category. So I will use an example of a fresh grad. Who is drawing a gross pay of $3,000. I use the word gross pay, so it means that this $3,000 is the amount before CPF deduction. Then you will get a whole picture on how CPF contribution and how the CPF system works for someone who is considered as an employee. So you can see here CPF contribution calculator for Singapore citizen 3rd year onwards. apply for Singapore permanent resident as well. So the age, I input someone born in 1999 to 23 years old, fresh grad, 35 years and below, gross pay $3,000. So you can see, so this is actually the overview. The overview is that how much CPF contribution you need to contribute is 20%. 20%. So let's look at this part first. Employee share of CPF contribution. So as we say, the gross pay is $3,000, so 20% is $600. So remember, $600 is the amount that you need to contribute. But for this contribution, you do not have to do it manually. Your employer will actually automatically do for you. So you will learn another term, which is the take-home pay. So take-home pay usually actually refers to the amount after this employee share of CPF contribution. So actually, on your payday, the amount the deposit that you see into your bank account is actually, in this case, is the 80% of your pay. In this case, is $2,400. So usually we have another term. So gross pay is $3,000, then take-home pay is actually $2,400. Because this amount will be automatically deducted. Your employer will do for you. Automatically deducted and put into your own CPF account. The next part is the employer share of CPF contribution. So employer share of CPF contribution is 17%. So take note that this 17% is not deducted from your gross pay. So this is outside your gross pay. Actually, your boss or your employer actually do the top up for you. So in total, your total CPF contribution is actually 510 plus 600, 1110. So you can see actually CPF contribution can be quite high relative to your pay. For someone who's earning $3,000, actually the total CPF contribution is actually more than $1,000, more than 33%. It's very high because it's not only that you have to do a mandatory 20% contribution, your employer do another top up, which is not outside your pay. So actually, most people actually save a lot relative to their pay in the CPF accounts. You can see this percentage is actually quite high. So 1110. Okay. Then how are the money distributed in all the three accounts? So you can see that this 1110, the distribution. Let's look at the details of the calculation. It's just more clearer. Let's just repeat on a recap. 37% of the 3,000 is 1110. 20% come from yourself. Then the rest 70% come from employer contribution. Okay. Then you can see that for this 1110, how are they actually distributed across three different accounts? Around 21% is contributed to your MediSave account. Around 16% is contributed to your special account. More than half you can see is actually in your ordinary account. As I mentioned, that ordinary account is more like a multi-purpose account. You can use to pay for your children's education. You can use to pay for your property purchase. When you are approaching the retirement age, if let's say your special account amount is actually not sufficient to meet the minimum sum, money will be taken out from the ordinary account to meet the basic retirement scheme. So essentially, ordinary account is a multi-purpose account, and you can see that most of the contribution actually going here, more than half, followed by MediSave account, which is used to pay for your medical expenses, and you can also use it to pay for some of the medical related insurance. Special account is more of a saving for your old age. This 16% then go into your special account. You can only use the money after you have reached 55 years old. Okay, so So if you are if you are fresh grad, this piece of information is actually quite useful for you. Or if you are actually if you have just started working and you actually don't know how the CPF system works. So on the payday, you will see 80% of your gross pay coming in, because 20% is already deducted as a mandatory contribution. Your employer will also top up another 70% for you, and then this amount actually will be distributed to 3 of your account, the bulk of which will actually go to ordinary account, followed by 21% into the Medisave, then 16% into the special account. Okay, that's all for today. Hope you like my video, and do subscribe to my channel for more basic financial literacy related information.